Hello friends, it's Trevor, it's Avery, it's Pat, it's the citywide special. The Phillies' 5-game win streak is snapped Wednesday afternoon in a tough loss to the Angels. Bryce Harper hits his 300th home run in the game. Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber also remain hot during the homestand. While the offense is clicking on all cylinders, has the bullpen become a point of concern? The Phils begin a road series against the division-leading Brewers Friday night. The Eagles finish the preseason with a loss against the Colts, and the 53-man roster comes into shape. Howie Roseman makes a trade for tight end Albert Okwuegbunam. The Birds begin their 2023 campaign 1 week from Sunday against the New England Patriots. All is quiet on the James Harden front, while former Sixer Ben Simmons makes some interesting comments. All that and more coming up right now. How's it going, fellas?
Pretty good, man. Another beautiful day in Philadelphia, South Philly. Phillies are running hot, looks good. The city feels pretty nice. We got a nice big old moon outside coming out, so I can't complain. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, life's good over here. We finally got these new chairs.
Yeah, dude.
These chairs
Comfy
are comfortable.
chairs.
They rotate.
Relaxing.
Feeling good.
I was panicking trying to get these chairs.
Man, that was like Mission Impossible.
Yeah, my dad ended up coming through. Shout out to my dad for
Oh, yeah.
bailing me out, taking me up to get those chairs, so I didn't have to reschedule on the guy for a third time. So finally
Cushion's nice.
finally sitting in some nice.
The armrests are nice too.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't have to worry about what to do with my arms
I
anymore.
know.
You know?
I felt like I was in what's that movie Talladega Nights where he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. He's just sitting there like this, shake and bake. But no, it feels good.
Yeah, and then you know what else feels good? We got our fantasy draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Feeling good about my team in spite of what Yahoo's AI had to say about it. How y'all feel about yours?
Well, Yahoo's AI said A+ for me, which is always this little scary thing, I feel like, because that typically could be a bad sign. But, I mean, I got Lamar, Diggs, and Lamb. I feel pretty good about that, at least with the top three.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about mine. My Yahoo gave me a D-, I believe, but they don't know what they're talking about. They're just computers.
Yeah.
They're not on our side.
There's no heart in that message.
They want to replace us, and you know, I'm not going to let it happen. We're the Goober Brigade is riding into another season, firing off, ready to take it.
Yeah, they ended up giving me a C, right? And I was talking to y'all about this off air before we started recording, but my team name is From Flacco to Flaccid, in honor of Audubon, New Jersey's very own Joe Flacco. I think Bo Wolf of The Athletic actually came up with the phrase From Flacco to Flaccid, but I liked it. But anyway, Yahoo's AI was pretty clever. They got jokes. They knocked me and gave me a C, but it says, From Flacco to Flaccid had the honor of picking first. With the draft grade of C, it seems they may have let the pressure get to them. Projected to finish 5th with a record of 8-6, this team will have to work hard to prove that their draft strategy wasn't as, you ready for this, flaccid as their team name suggests. Their AI is clever, man. As much as I'm mad at them about the C, and I think that having the number 1 QB in Mahomes, number 1 receiver in Jefferson, and the GOAT kicker in Tucker, I earned a little more than a C.
Triumvirate right there.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I'll give them credit. They got jokes.
C's get degrees, baby. I mean,
Yeah, there you go.
can't beat that.
So, yeah. Yahoo's AI, despite your comments, I'm feeling good. I'm ready to talk with y'all about whatever we got going on here.
You went to New York last weekend, right? We switched places.
Yeah, I was
the
up
week.
in New York last weekend. I put some stickers up. And
You were in New York. I got the chairs. Everything's back to its normal equilibrium.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the chairs. That's the important thing.
Big setup. We got coasters now, too.
Yeah. Yeah, look out for those at the local establishments. Got to get them to some of those. And, I put some stickers up in some bars in New York. I know there's a lot of transplants up there that are from Philly. So hopefully some of y'all are listening or will start listening soon.
Should have stopped into Woji's in Greenwich Village. Put some up in the bathroom
I
or
wasn't
something.
anywhere near there, but
Yeah.
hey, next time.
So should we get dive into the Phils here?
Yeah.
Hitting season continues.
Hitting season, baby.
I mean, more so than usual. That was a remarkable run right there in August, I will say. Even though they ended it with a loss, they still hit, 3 or 4 home runs today? I mean, the guys are just...
Ended with 59 on the month franchise record. I think it's like...
It's an NL record,
top,
too.
Yeah, I think I said it was, I don't know, third in baseball history or something for a month.
It's the top... It's the most in NL League history in a single month.
Yeah, I think the Rays had 59, and I think the Braves had 57 as well.
And the Yankees had... They hold the record, I think, they had like 70 in a month or some shit like that.
Yeah, in 2019 where Aaron Judge went crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But incredible. I mean, and it's kind of blends itself to our biggest whole thing about this team all year was about consistency. We weren't afraid of, these guys suck or this team isn't going to make it to the playoffs. We thought they were going to crawl into the playoffs, but, it's good to see Aaron Nola chirping a little bit. He was like, yeah, man, I love, this is the time of year where August is... You're playing for the playoffs, and he even started to look pretty good, too. Had a couple good shutout innings in this stretch against the Angels and prior to that. But the hits, these bats are just incredible to watch. They're down by 2, down by 3, down by 4. It seems as though no matter how much they're down by, they always have a chance to come back and win it.
Yeah, there was a time earlier in the season where they go down like that, and you're like, oh, this is a backbreaker.
Yeah.
Or
who's going to wake up and hit the big hit?
And now you're kind of just like, yeah, we got this.
Yeah.
We're coming back.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of, you remember the 07 to 11 Phillies?
Oh, yeah.
How that team was just never out of it. It's kind of the same thing. That team would pull off these crazy comebacks when they're down 6 runs and they come back and win. We've seen that from this Phillies team. The thing I was thinking about with this 57 home runs in August is I'm surprised those 07 to 11 Phillies never did that. I understand it was a different era of baseball, but you had Ryan Howard hitting 40 to 50 home runs, to almost 60 home runs in 06. Utley was in his prime, Pat Burrell, Jason Worth. Rollins had a couple years, he had 25, 30 dingers. It's crazy to think
that 09 squad had 4 players with 20-plus home runs, with Ibanez and Howard, Utley, Rollins, I think, all had at least 20.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that team never accomplished this, but I don't know, man. Yeah. Whatever, different eras. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Our boy Trey Turner. Ever since we had the episode Trey Turner for president or for prison.
For prison.
Yeah.
For prison. Yeah, not for
now,
president.
Now it's for
Which
president.
honestly could be, whatever, but that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, I would like to think that it was both the standing ovation and our tough love that really got things kicking off for him.
His mom got that ball rolling first. His mom did that shit first with that phone call. She's like, stop being a little bitch. Start playing some baseball. And then we start talking shit, and then we had to give him a little bit of love. I guess he's a little soft, but it worked out. Whatever clicked, it clicked. And I feel like it's a blend. I feel like when you bring up the old Phillies team, they were more of a... They scored a lot. They weren't a big home run hitter like this team is, but they were great at small ball. Getting people on base, just getting people in that way. This team, we were relying so much on Stott and Baum and Marsh to kind of be the juice of the lineup. And now it's nice to see that, holy shit, it's finally panning out. Kudos to Rob Thompson for staying true to it. He made that one switch with Turner to move him up and down here and there, but it's working out. Guys are getting on base later in the lineup and can hit every now and then. And then by the time Schwarber comes up or Turner or Harper, you got 2 men on. Even if it's 2 outs, there's a chance to have a multi-run home run, which... before it was Schwarber coming up and it'd be a single home run or Harper coming up with a single dinger. And those are great here and there, but people just get on base.
You had 2 3-run home runs in the same inning.
Yeah. They've had multiple games in this last stretch where they've had almost a 6 or 7 run inning.
Yeah, I feel like, I forget what the stat was, but Matt Gelb tweeted this out recently. The Phillies in the first 4 months of the year had something crazy 1 3-run home run.
Yeah.
They have 9 in their last 25 games or something like that.
Yeah, just tons of Kyle Schwarber solo home runs.
It's just fun to see. You knew Schwarber was going to hit dingers. It's good to see the rest of the lineup hit. Clearly, Harper's power is all the way back. He is looking like the MVP he was last year, feeling pretty... It's the most confident I've seen him at the plate all season. But I think it also goes to the fact that the team is just having fun. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about who's on the mound. They're not worried about who they're playing. Granted, they've had a pretty easy schedule. They're not playing anybody tough right now. But
the Giants, coming into that series, that's our wild card competition.
For sure. You have one in there, but it's not like you're playing solid teams the whole time. But they're just playing relaxed, good baseball, and it's just amazing to see. I love it. It's just fun.
Yeah,
again.
the vibes are back, man. They're like the the feeling around that team last year during that postseason run was pretty wild, and throughout most of this season, it was like, damn, that like magic is just not there. There's just something missing, and I feel like the past couple weeks, it's like, damn, Phils are back.
Yeah,
like for real this time.
Yeah.
They're actually back. I feel like people have said that like 8 times this season when they had like 1 or 2 good games.
We've been on it. We ourselves on this pod have
I
been
think
on and
at
off.
this point they've been able to sustain it for long enough that we can say that they are truly back.
we're all the way up, and it feels good.
Yeah. So I got some statistics I wrote in my notes because my thing is, well, I'll get to my thing is, but I'll read off these stats. First, we'll get offense. So second in batting average. These are National League. They're second in batting average. They're third in OPS, fourth in home runs, fourth in runs scored. Pitching, they're fifth in ERA. Like 2 days ago, they were second. It tends to fluctuate every day, but they're not far from the top of the league in ERA. Third fewest walks, third most strikeouts, and overall, they're fourth in run differential. In their last 75 games, this is coming into today, 49-26, which is a 105 win pace over the whole season, right? But whenever I put on TV, anyone's talking about the Braves.
Yeah.
Why isn't anyone talking about the Phillies?
I mean, I will say if you look at the Phillies run differential is what, like 70 something.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at it yesterday. You know what the Braves run differential is?
Oh, it's crazy, like 200.
It's like
something.
230 some
Yeah.
shit. It's fucking nuts. So, like, I mean, they have earned the accolades. Like, I can't really take it away from them. I hope they stumble again in the playoffs and we can sneak by them again. But, like, holy fuck, that team is pretty unbelievable.
Well, we saw that, though, last year. We had 2, 100-plus win
They're-
teams, and they both choked in the playoffs, where
Yeah,
I'd
it
rather
happens.
us be kind of in our same... And we said this all year, too, on the podcast. We're like, we'd rather them be coming in kind of scrappy on the bottom. But for a while there, we were like, all right, don't be too bad. Like, we want you to still have some kind of life. And now they're coming in. They couldn't be... There's no hotter team right now. And the Braves are a consistently good team, and I'll give them that. But I think that there's no hotter team right now in baseball than the Phillies. I mean, they're just completely demolishing teams.
I mean, the Phillies have the second most wins in baseball since June 1st, and they're only like 5 games back of the Braves since June 1st.
We were 12 at one point, or 13. I mean, it was bad.
Well, no, I mean since June 1st, if we
Yeah.
ignore the first month of the year.
Yeah.
If you were to look at records, the Phillies are still 5 wins behind the Braves since June 1st, but that's not that big of a gap compared to the 12 or 13 games in the standings.
No, and they're playing better than that gap. I mean, it's just great to see a whole team come together like that. And I think the biggest takeaway in this last stretch, the home runs are fun to see, and the offensive power we knew was going to be there. But it is really nice to see Aaron Nola kind of get not his swag all the way back.
Our
but
boy.
I will say
Our boy.
Yeah, we've running shit on this guy all year, rightfully so. He hasn't really looked confident or looked like he really cared about pitching or looked like he cared about really anything at all. But this last series, he looked good. I mean, he had a great game. He was chirping a little bit to the media, a little bit about stuff, how the team feels, how he feels. Like, there we go. Like, just show some kind of life. And it was good to see him kind of get in that mindset. Like, okay, he's a little clicked in and does want to still win. But I guess he just needed that little taste of, I don't know, CBP. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, Wheeler's looked good.
Walker's consistent. You know, Walker is what it is. He'll give up some runs and load the bases, but he does get himself out of jams.
Somehow leads the majors and wins,
Yeah.
so can't be too mad about it.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Chris Sanchez didn't look great. Rangers hurt. Lorenzen, since the no-hitter, has looked so-so, but at the same time, once you make to the playoffs, you aren't going to need more than your top 3 or 4 starters anyway. You're only going to need your number 4 starter to go through the lineup once, if that.
And you got Citizens Bank at home in the playoffs. I mean, it's a different animal in there.
Yeah, I will say that Angels series, you know, Shohei Ohtani got a little taste of the CBP atmosphere. It's like, do you like what you see, sir? You like, think maybe this could be you, my friend.
Dude, the Philly fanatic was messing with him all series. Did the Angels even have a mascot?
I'm going to say no.
If they do, it's probably something really stupid because I can't even think of it.
Yeah, it's no Philly fanatic. It's like, Shohei, you want to come play in front of the best fans and become boys with the best mascot in all sports, man?
that team would be, wow. I don't even want to think about it.
I mean, even if he can't pitch,
Yeah,
like
I
it
know,
doesn't
it's
seem
still-
like it. It seems like there's a good chance he doesn't pitch again. He's still an incredible hitter,
Yeah.
and like I have a hard time believing that he's not he's extremely athletic. Where you could probably put him in like, I don't know, left
Any
field.
spot, really. You could put him anywhere, I feel like, on the
You
field.
could probably put him in center. I mean, he's big, he's strong, he's fast. He'd probably play. He's got a strong arm.
Yeah.
Although I guess he can't really throw if he has UCL.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to end up with like
We're gonna have another
Harper
DH.
situation. Yeah, you have like, still going to have Schwarber playing left field right, one
I
way or
guess.
another.
Never. Well, I don't know how we would make that happen, but
yeah. But
hey,
it's
We
fun
would
to
make it
think
work
about.
for him, though. I tell you
yeah,
what.
anyone should.
Yeah, do what you have to do. Are we concerned about Craig Kimbrell?
Yes.
I'd say, yeah. Ever since he pitched like 1,000 pitches in the fucking All-Star game, he's just not
Yeah, he
looked like
blew-
the same guy.
Blew that save right after that.
Yeah.
Yo, so some more.
I did feel bad today. I mean, he should have gotten that save and won today. If I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess I was kind of technically a wild pitch, but I was like, I don't know.
Real Muto
I feel like Real
probably
Muto
backs that
stops
ball
that.
up. Yeah.
And then like the game should have ended with him striking out Shohei Ohtani, which like what a way to end that series
Right.
that would have been. But it all gets spoiled by that. Dude, the fucking like, how often do you even see that happen? Pass ball on a strikeout, guy gets the
Where
first
he actually
base.
gets.
Yeah.
Like barely ever happens, and of course this time it cost us the game. That was- ugh.
I mean, all we need to do is keep winning series. Would it be nice to sweep? Yes, but
Yeah,
to take 2 out of 3 in most series, I'm cool with. But yeah, to answer your question about Kimbrel, yeah, I'm concerned. He's 1-3 in August with a 5.73 ERA. His WHIP's like 1.27, and he's blown 2 saves. Think he's given up a couple home runs as well. So yeah, that's not great.
Well, down month. I think new month. I'm not overly concerned about Kimbrel. Not yet.
I'm not overly concerned, but I'm slightly concerned. We'll put it that way.
yeah. I mean, it seems like he's still got the stuff to strike people out. I mean, I think that inning he pitched today, I don't know, he had like 2 strikeouts. He should have had like 3, I guess, but like whatever. I guess that technically still is a strikeout for him, even though the guy on him.
Yeah, strikeout
Yeah.
wild pitch.
You
Yeah,
still get it, but like, yeah, it's like he still's got the stuff. It seems like, but I don't know. It seems like every once in a while, his like velocity might be down a couple ticks,
his control's just
and
off.
just and like when he misses a spot like that, he is hittable, which is kind of scary. And I don't think I can't imagine a scenario where Topper takes him out of the closing role. It just doesn't seem like his thought. Like
He's a
not
committed
one to-
person that way.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Schwarber's not coming out of the leadoff spot no matter
No.
what, it seems. So it's like I don't really see Thompson making changes in the bullpen roles or whatever. So hopefully he can figure it out. Certainly do not want to see any blown saves in the playoffs. That'd be really brutal.
Well, he's got a couple more series here. I mean, you've seen almost everybody on the lineup kind of going through a lull, and Thompson's been very committed to either swing through it or play through it, and it'll work itself out. Hopefully, the timeline for him to figure this shit out is definitely diminishing, but I think that sense of confidence has to help at least a little bit that way. The fact that you don't get
Sure.
moved around a lot, and as a pitcher too, I feel like you really can't. They're a little bit soft that way mentally. I mean, look at Nola all year.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
you touch that guy's lineup, he would just jump off the Ben Frank. But I think that you just got to rock with it. Yeah, it's uneasy for sure. Maybe a point of concern a little bit, but I'm really not too worried about Kimbrel. I think he's going to straighten it out, in the next week or two, get back right. I mean, we'll see soon enough, but I wouldn't make too much out of it.
Yeah, what I'm kind of hoping is right now I think the Phillies are 4 games up on the Cubs.
Yeah.
For the wild card, is that we get to the last week of the season and the Phillies are just locked into that number 1 in the wild card.
Yeah.
And you can kind of just tell Kimbrel to rest up for the playoffs. And even
Yeah.
now, I would start to consider, it's a safe situation.
You might get 3 batters. And
Would
call
it
a
be
day.
nice to use him? Yes, but he's throwing a lot of innings. He's an older guy. Maybe give him a break every now and again. He's not going to want it, but as a manager, sometimes you just have to do what's best for your team. So I think concerned, yes. Not overly concerned, just a little bit. And Thompson's just kind of got to manage the bullpen through this and kind of try to get these guys some rest where he can.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't going to be this next series. This is one of the few series they have left that's against a contending team. The Brewers have been playing good ball.
Could be a little playoff preview.
Yeah.
Depending on how the seeding works out.
Big time.
Yeah, the Brewers, they got some pitchers. They got, what's his name?
I think he's starting
Devin
off
Williams, the guy, the closer. He has that nasty changeup. They got Corbin Burns. Oh, he owned us.
Yeah,
in
he's
Philly.
great.
Mm-hmm.
They got Woodruff. I think that might be it as far as the pitchers I can think of. But also they have Kristen Yelich, who always kills us. So,
but they haven't played us when the whole team's hot like this, though. So we're a different,
We've also done most of this at home, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous about this series. I'm not going to lie.
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the first test they've had in a couple series here for a minute, so I get it. But as long as they win the series, that's all we need.
Yeah, I mean their record's like right about even with them too, so I feel like it's a good little gauge, kind of an even matchup.
And they know that. They know what's at stake right now. They know that the season's coming to an end, regular season wise, and they know that they're playing a really good team coming up, who's also playing their ass off to try to keep themselves in the game too. So it's exciting to finally see a good series with a good team. That is.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they can produce.
We got anything else on the Phils?
I mean, a good segue if we're going to segue into the Sixers at all, or the Birds first.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about with the Sixers, so we could like bang that out real quick.
I mean, it kind of quasi Kimbrel.
Nick Nurse
came
Nick
out.
Nurse was
Oh,
at the
yeah,
game.
that's
Yeah.
a good point. Yeah,
He
let's
had
do
that-
the
He
Sixers.
did the
Kimbrel
Nick Nurse
thing.
throws out the first pitch today, does the Kimbrel stance.
Maybe that was going to throw off or help
Maybe-
Kimbrel's mojo, but it seemed that it did not. So
Yeah, you
Nick
got
Nurse
really
is off to
self-conscious
it.
about it.
Nick
What
Nurse
if
is off-
What if he jinxed him?
he's off to a
Yeah.
terrible start in Philadelphia. I heard some boos in the crowd too. I feel like
Really?
I don't think it was necessarily.
It was really funny. There was one inning where they brought him into the broadcast booth. I don't know if you guys were able to watch the game today, but
I had it on for bits during work.
they brought Nick Nurse into the broadcast booth to interview him during an inning like they do sometimes, and it was a 6-pitch inning. Like they barely got to say anything to him. And it was like, oh well, sorry, it was a very quick inning, but good luck with the Sixers. I was like, I don't know why they couldn't have just brought him back for the next.
They do that a lot.
I know sometimes they do, but it was just like, no, that's it. Sorry, bud, you're
Yeah.
gone.
And he
Good luck
seems
with
like
the
the kind of
Sixers.
guy that would have wanted to come back for another half
I don't
inning.
know.
I mean, it's a tough booth right there. McCarthy probably could have asked some questions, but I highly doubt Crook is going to be grilling him about
No,
Sixers
Crook's a
stuff.
Sixers guy.
Oh yeah, Crook.
Is he big time?
Last night,
Yeah, he's a
last
big
night's game,
Sixers
Crook
fan.
was talking about the Sixers a lot during the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he'll be back in there, I'm sure. But hopefully not doing that Kimbrel shit, because that was not... And the pitch was way off.
Was it? I didn't see where the
Terrible
actual pitch
pitch.
Hey,
Good form, though. He had the Kimbrel thing down for sure. But,
he's a basketball coach. I don't think that they usually make for great pitchers.
well... But that's all I had, really, for the little segue tidbit
went.
there.
Yeah. So nothing really going on with James Harden. Don't think he has not signed with a Chinese team yet. Nor has he been traded. Pretty much nothing to say there.
No,
Yeah,
nothing.
absolutely nothing.
Nothing else.
With James Harden,
Nothing else going on with the actual Sixers team.
nothing going on with the team either,
Mm-mm.
No.
other than Nick Nurse throwing out the first pitch.
That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real dead part of the year. But a former Sixer, former certain point
Avery's-
guard for the Sixers.
Avery's man.
My boy.
Yeah, said some interesting things. What was this yesterday?
Ben Simmons, I think it was Yeah, it was yesterday.
It went public. Yes, the news
Yeah.
went public yesterday. It might have been the day before, but I got some of the quotes pulled up here.
Yeah.
So,
What did Ben Simmons say?
in an interview with Mark Spears of Anscape, Simmons said the following: when asked about leaving the Sixers, he said it was good timing. Obviously, the injury and everything that was going on didn't help, but I think it gave me a chance to really appreciate it. I'll always have love for Philly.
Hell yeah.
People always ask me, like, if you were to get traded again, where do you want to be? I always say just Philly. Philly is a second home to me. And in time, you learn and grows, people. I don't really have anything bad to say about Philly. It was a crazy situation at the end, but it is what it is. Simmons then said his plan this season is to quote-unquote dominate people. I don't intend to come back the same player I was last season because that's not even close to where I am. I get excited because I'm like, damn, I would shit on the player I was last year. But I know where I was last year, so it's easy to say that. But it's just fun to go and do the thing that you love when you're out there. That's really it to me. I don't really ask for too much. Sometimes I think about my recent struggles, I'm like, damn, that's a lot. Sometimes I sit down and break it down. That was exhausting, that I was having to deal with all that. But I feel like there are different situations you can handle, and this is a good test for me. How much worse can it get? So with all that said, man, he seems like he's in a good mental headspace. We obviously know this James Harden bullshit. Would you trade James Harden back to the Nets for Ben Simmons and picks?
Maybe just for entertainment value alone. If you're kind of out on the Sixers and feel like, a lot of people at this point feel like the window's closed and like this is just not going to happen.
Process is over.
Is over. This is too fucked up. So pretty much all you have at this point is just chaos. Let's just go all in on the chaos. So by that measure, maybe. But honestly, like not really. I guess the only like actual real argument I could see someone making is like, well, they have Nick Nurse now. Maybe he could find a good way to use him or whatever. But the vibes would just be so fucking weird.
Embiid would want to throw him into a wall.
Yeah, there's just no way. Could not happen.
No, I would not. It's not worth it.
You'd rather have James Harden just be furious at him?
Yeah, at least that, whatever. Yeah, I would rather have, it's like the lesser of two evils. Fuck it, give me Harden. I don't know. At least with Harden, he plays. Ben Simmons making the comment about I would destroy myself last year. You didn't even play last year.
Yeah.
I could have played, I could destroy your guy
Did that article
last year.
say anything about him coming back in the best shape of his life?
Right.
The quotes didn't say it, but I'm sure that was, he alluded to
best
it.
Shape was like, he's in the gym, dribbling two basketballs at once. Doing all this,
shooting threes when no one's defending him.
Yeah, that's that Ben Simmons shit.
Also, to say that you still have love for Philly and I would love to come back, that's, I think, the biggest factor to me that, that dude is mentally unwell. He does have some issues.
I know. Because I was like, I thought this was all bullshit, but, there may have been something to this. This man is not well.
I think there were people that weren't even from Philly or in the Philly area that understood how much we hated this guy. And for him to not go that far just to Brooklyn and then act like that all didn't happen, my man must have really had to just, I don't know if he went to therapy or was doing some Aaron Rodgers shit in a dark room and just taking a lot of acid. But
they did one of those hypnosis things where he just erases all this stuff from his mind. He's like, I don't even understand what the big deal was in Philly. Everything seemed fine, and I just ended up here somehow. I don't really know I ended up here.
That in and of itself, I don't want a guy like that where you can just forget about that. At least address the fact that, yeah, man, that shit was. If he had said it differently and been like, wow, I hate how it ended. That was rough. This and that could be different. But the fact that you were just like, no, it's all good. Nothing happened. What do you mean? What? That was a whole year saga. You were on the team for a long time. We were ripping you to pieces. You left. We still hated you. You would come back and sit on the bench with an opposing team, and people bought more tickets just to see you and boo you, knowing that you weren't even playing. And you're gonna say that I have love for the Philly.
It would be one thing if after he went to Brooklyn and we saw if this past season, if we had seen Ben Simmons start to play second, third year Ben Simmons,
running up and down the floor,
all-star level, making crazy assists, doing all this shit, and we were just like, damn, I know this is fucked, but we kind of could use that. That would be one thing, but he hasn't shown that at all. No, I don't I don't really have any confidence that he's going to get back to that level. And, I just don't need it.
Right.
Don't need it.
The consensus is there hasn't been an ounce of regret of him leaving Philly, right?
Oh, hell no.
So we don't need that bitch ass
We won that
back.
trade, even though Harden's been an asshole this entire offseason. But
he's been fun to watch at least play for a bit there.
He's just mentally in a blender, Ben Simmons. So
we had that Game 1 series in
Game 1 and Game 4,
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool, I suppose.
But yeah, I think two things with Ben Simmons, right? The first thing I'll say is I can't ever have him back because I peed on his jersey, then immediately threw it in the garbage the day we traded him.
Yeah,
So-
it's not really something you can come back from.
So yeah,
No.
I just, even if I wanted him back for whatever reason, I can't say it. So yeah, I don't want him back. And then the second thing is, I think that he has potentially more upside than Harden because he is younger and could figure it out. But at the same time, nah, don't bring him back. The optics would be awful. I mean, he probably still wouldn't play a game. He'd be afraid to play a game because as soon as he played a game, even with the Sixers uniform, we would boo
They
him.
still
Yeah.
get booed for a while.
He would get right in that same mental state of, oh, yep, nope, can't do it.
So yeah, he should stay far, far away from this team, and don't bring him back.
Yeah, maybe him and Harden can both play for the
Yeah, is
Shanghai
there?
Tigers. or
Hold
whatever.
on, man. Could there be a three-team trade between the Sixers, the Nets,
And
and I don't know who to get them both on the same team somewhere? Could you
Hell
imagine
yeah.
that?
Yeah, you probably have to get some Australian team involved, maybe to send Ben to.
And then
Yeah.
Harden to a Chinese. Oh, we could have interleague trading, man.
Yeah.
Have a Chinese league, an Australian team, or a Chinese team league, and a team in the Chinese league, a team in the Australian league, and the Sixers pull off a three-way trade. I'm telling you, man, Australia's probably got some ballers.
I mean, Ben
I mean, they got
Simmons
some guys.
was.
I mean, Dybul was an Australian dude. That dude.
Dellavedova,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and isn't
Is it, what's
I
it
think
called?
some
Steven
other
Adams?
Australian guy.
No, he's
Steven
New
Adams,
Zealand.
New
He's
Zealand.
New Zealand.
I mean, you know.
Same thing.
Josh Giddey.
Oh,
Josh
is he
Giddey's a baller. Yeah,
Oh, is he
Damn.
Australian?
He's
dude?
Australian.
Isn't who's that guy on the Nets? Like the he's like a shooter. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here trying to think of his name, but I think there's another Australian guy who's like I don't know. They have some guys that can play basketball.
yeah. Let's send Ben
No
back
doubt
to
they can
Australia
play.
and get all the good
Yeah.
Australian players.
Yeah, when you're playing like growing up playing street ball against a bunch of kangaroos, you toughens you up, you know.
Yeah,
Big
That's-
time.
it's like Mishkov playing hockey with the Russian Grizzly
Bears,
Polar
yeah,
Bears.
exactly.
Yeah. Damn. Well, fuck Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had another Ben Simmons jersey, I'd pee on it today. On the pod.
Funny enough. No, okay.
Yeah, we have one right here. No, I don't want any piss in my basement.
It's all carpeted. It'd
Yeah,
be
it's
brutal.
not
It
good.
would be
It's
brutal.
gonna take
You got
while.
a toilet in there, we can just
Cram it in there
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah, it's
leave the jersey sit in the top of the toilet. We'll all take turns.
yeah. But then you gotta like, how are you gonna get the jersey out? You can't flush that shit. It's gonna fuck up my pipes.
Put on some gloves and we'll just dig it out and throw it in the trash like I did to mine.
Okay.
Yeah, it seemed
That
too
still
much
seems-
work for
that's
Ben
a-
Simmons again already.
Yeah, that's like. I feel like in that scenario, Ben Simmons is one.
Yeah.
Like he's like we're like trying not to get piss on our fingers and like having to wear gloves and digging this thing out of the toilet. And
Now
having
we're all
to
just naked Pete on the jersey
quickly
together.
transfer.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
All
lot
right.
of work.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Whatever.
not worth it. He's not he's not worth doing that.
It's not worth my urine.
Yeah. Fucking Ben Simmons. About that shit. So the birds.
Bird
Talk a little
gang, baby.
bird-
Yeah,
bird
let's
gang.
go.
Yeah, man.
Getting close. Only a few more sleeps
Oh, it's
until
like
that game
Christmas
one,
Day
baby.
approaching. Yep. Feels good. I mean, preseason is preseason, so not really cause for concern there.
Oh, that last game, man, I fell asleep before halftime. That was
Yeah, that was really boring.
Yeah.
I mean, all the preseason games are boring, especially since like the Eagles have been very conservative with it, which I think is the smart way to go. I don't want to see any starters get season-ending injuries in preseason. But yeah, pretty brutal to watch the last one. Like I lost interest pretty quickly, but shit's popping off. We're down to that 53-man roster.
Mhm.
Any cuts or non-cuts that you guys were surprised at, intrigued by?
Actually, no. I mean, I wish they would have honestly just let go of Brandon Covey and not put him on the practice squad. I don't think he really deserves a spot there, to be honest with you. Other than that, I think it was a pretty straightforward kind of catch and release, or release and then catch, because, they always cut all these guys, and then they know that they have guys on the wings that they're going to bring back. You know what I mean? Wallace was a big tell for me, I guess. It's a lot of faith in the newer guys. Reed Blankenship owned that spot. Wallace hasn't really done anything from a safety position at all. Yeah. And then the fact that Arizona picked him up made me even more confident that the dude isn't going to be shit anyway. Yeah. So I do think
it's pretty cool that Kevon Wallace's last act as an Eagle was getting Trent Williams kicked out of the NFC Championship
right.
game.
Yeah,
he was thrown to the ground.
He was the one talking.
Yeah.
So
he'll always be an Eagle for that.
Thank you for your service, sir.
That was his NFC Championship highlight right there. Was getting absolutely bodied by Trent Williams.
But he got him ejected. So that was cool. I don't know if there were any big cuts for me that were. I was kind of surprised they cut Sipas, even though I was sitting here in this seat, or a different seat. It was a different chair, but same position.
Reminder again, we got the chairs, baby.
If you can't tell.
But last week I was sitting here in this spot talking all that shit about how I didn't like him. But once they cut Zettner, I thought we were going to be stuck with Sipas.
Yeah, do we think they're just, has he cleared waivers or whatever, and could possibly bring him back?
At this point, I would think so.
A team would have picked him up. We would have heard if someone picked him up.
I don't know who the fuck would be picking him up, so
I find
they could just sign him back.
I don't think I was surprised at him being cut. I think I was surprised when he got cut. I'm surprised he was even back at camp, to be honest with you. I think he should have just been totally donezo and gone. I don't see why. Yeah. I would think that maybe they cut him.
It feels like it shouldn't be that hard to find a better punter.
Well, but there is that guy who.
That's why I feel like punter is the one position you could do a fucking invincible thing.
But dude, wasn't it last year when Sipas got hurt and we brought in Brett Kern and he was ass?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the market's not really great, but you know who's out there, which is a potential kind of tricky guy right there. But the dude that Buffalo drafted in the second round.
Yeah, I was thinking about him.
He drafted a punter in the second round?
Well, the guy had that case, about the whole rape thing going down, but he did get cleared.
But apparently, I will say about that,
it's a sticky situation.
A lot of times that kind of stuff, it's I don't know, man. But I feel like what came out about that is that it wasn't just a he said, she said. There was footage and shit, and it was pretty much proven that he wasn't even there when this happened.
It's a terrible, disgusting thing. That
I don't want to make light of anything. It was
not at all.
The whole situation's awful. I could just see this person just not remembering who was there at the time, and just mistakenly identifying this guy who wasn't there. So nothing against anybody.
No,
but it seems with the evidence we have, it does kind of seem like this guy did not actually do anything.
Not the guy that was there doing the thing.
We took a chance on Josh Sills, and he was innocent.
Michael Vick.
Yeah. Well, Michael Vick did his time.
I'm just saying though, is that we're cool with giving guys a second chance when doing things. And this guy
even said that about the other guy, Isaiah Rodgers. We'll get
who's suspended. Yeah, but I think that the market for punters isn't necessarily. There's really no market at all. There's no punters out there. And if this guy who was hitting 90-yard punts had an unfortunate mix-up with a disgusting crime, and ended up not being anywhere near that. That I think that'd be your guy that maybe they're going to sniff around. Other than that, I guess they bring back Sipas, but I couldn't tell you who else is out there.
I have no clue.
As a fucking punter,
not exactly I don't really have my eye on the punter beat.
You don't follow Puntalytics on Twitter.
It's not super important, but it clearly, it's a thing you don't think about.
It didn't help our chances winning the Super Bowl last year.
You think it doesn't matter until it matters.
It's a it's almost like a kicker and long snapper, fucking the guy that holds the shit. You don't think about that, but then at the end of the day, it's the little things that you need to be able to get good field position and all that stuff. So that was weird. But if that's the biggest cut, that is the biggest question mark, I honestly feel great. I feel since whenever it was, March or whatever it was, I feel confident about this team.
Oh, April 30th.
Or April,
the day the Broads rerun. I'm not going to forget that.
I think
I'll remember this in 3 years. It'll be April 30th, Pat said we're going to win the Super Bowl.
If it works out, that'd be an amazing call. I'd be happy about that, but I feel great.
Yeah.
I think we're second in the odds, so it would be it wouldn't be like the most.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very surprising.
Well, what were the odds April 30th though?
Probably the same.
Probably about
Nah,
the same.
well,
I think
anyway,
I think right now
fuck
the
that shit.
Chiefs are at like plus 600. I think the Eagles are at like either anywhere from plus 650 to plus 750, depending on where you look.
I was kind of holding on hope to see what the Jonathan Taylor shit shaked out to be, though. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
well, I think
was
So
kinda
he's just
curious.
on PUP, right?
Yeah, so
4
I
games.
think he can't play for the first 4 games.
Yeah.
But I
Damn,
didn't
that's
take him
wild,
in fantasy.
dude.
I was thinking about it.
They had a
couple-
chance, whether he got traded or not, to take him off the PUP list, whether he was going to stay with them or not. But I think their fear is that if they took him off the PUP list and he got traded, he could play right away. Where they were like, if he's going to play at all, he'll play for us. But they were afraid that he would.
Yeah.
So they kept him on.
Seems like
knowing,
they haven't really gotten any like really serious trade offers for him yet. Like apparently Miami made an offer, but like the Colts wanted Jalen Waddle for him.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
No
yeah,
way.
that's not
No.
serious. I think there was some other team today that said
Green
that
Bay.
Green Bay, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, so they're also in on him. I don't know what they have to
the Birds
offer.
kicked the bucket around, but Howie ain't going to be giving up any main players. It was
No,
going to be like
not
a
for
fourth,
a-
fifth.
Unless
Yeah.
Derek Barnett, who's asking for
Well,
a
when I
trade.
saw that, I was like, maybe, they want to ship Derek Barnett out, but fuck, he could leave too. Get out of here. I don't give a shit about that guy.
Yeah, Derek Barnett, I guess, was granted the
Permission,
permission to seek a trade. Doesn't look like anything's percolating there.
Why
yet,
would a
though.
team want him?
Weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
I
know.
wonder
If
how
you're a
that
team
happened.
if you're a team that really has like very little pass rush, no edge rushers, then
Surprised
You could get some-
Arizona
I mean,
didn't
he's
take
going to
his
cost
ass.
you more yards and penalties than he's
Right.
going to gain you in sacks,
Yeah,
if we're
maybe.
being honest here. Yeah, that is a good point. I'm surprised Jonathan Gannon didn't say, I'll take him.
Right.
yeah.
He already got Wallace, who's an absolute liability at safety anyway.
Dude, speaking of Jonathan Gannon, did you see the quote of his where he was like, "We're not going to reveal who we're starting at quarterback week 1
Yeah.
to preserve our competitive advantage."
Dude.
And it's like 2 like backups that no one's ever heard of. It's
when
like
you just cut your
okay,
number
buddy.
1 backup.
Yeah.
What,
It's like who are the 2 guys? It's like
Josh
Josh
Dobbs.
and someone like Toon.
I don't remember the other guy.
Yeah, exactly.
How could you?
can't-
Yeah.
None of us know his fucking name. But
I
it's
only
like,
know Josh
hey, man,
Dobbs because I Googled it.
Dude, yeah, Jonathan Gannon seems like he's going to be one of the most hilarious head coaches in
Dude.
the league.
How many games? Like, what is their over-under? It's gotta
I
be
think it's like 3.5.
I was going to
Yeah.
say 2.5.
It's like the lowest in like
Bad.
20 years.
It's
like
bad.
yeah,
I
It's
would take
probably-
the under.
Yeah.
Without knowing their schedule, I would take the under.
Yeah,
It's going to be bad. It's going to be real. They're
I did take Marquise Brown in one of my leagues
I'm
because he
gonna
will be their number one. He's going to be their number 1
That's
receiver on a
true.
team that's going to be behind a lot, and they're going to be throwing. It's just a matter if they have someone who's like borderline competent enough to actually
Yeah,
throw
can
him the
get him
ball.
the
can get
ball.
it
We'll
past
see.
10
We'll see.
yards. I don't know, man. They got Uncle Rico back there throwing that shit around.
Ha! But yeah, Johnny Gans, man.
But
I
dude,
hope-
I just love the idea of him like coaching this like abysmal, awful team and him trying to act all like sly about shit like this. So funny.
You
He's
got
like,
Buda Baker just kicking shit left and right. Dude
Yeah.
just pissed on that defense. He's not gonna be playing like that. He'll end up getting hurt or just taking
he's just gonna
himself
be
out.
doing. Yeah, I can just see him like just drawing up all these like weird schemes and stuff with all these like.
He's going to play his
awful
safeties
players.
30 yards off the line of
Yeah.
scrimmage like he always does,
It's
dude.
just like we're breaking the rules and rewriting the game over here in Arizona, baby,
Yeah.
with the worst team in the league.
Yeah, Zach Ertz is still on the
He
Cardinals.
is, yeah.
Oh, poor Zach Ertz.
Well, he
man.
said he's like, oh yeah, my ACL. I'm still nursing that thing back real quick because they
Good
were like,
for
are you
him.
gonna start
Yeah, I
week
would
1?
not
He was
be
like,
in any move.
I mean,
any
yeah,
move.
he'd be one of their top pass catchers. They got no one else. I mean, yeah, I guess Rondale Moore is still there.
He's okay.
but he's like, whatever. They lost DeAndre Hopkins, obviously.
well, yeah,
Yeah, I drafted him in fantasy. Let's go Titans.
bad. But Birds, but the Birds, I mean, they feel good. I mean, you start off with the Patriots coming up.
Tom Brady Day.
I would love it if they just had Nick Foles on the sideline that day too.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be amazing.
Just-
A great flex. But the back of the jersey just says Big Dick Nick, not even Foles. It's just his, you know what I mean? That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be a good time. Oh, yeah, I guess we got to talk about the trade.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
How do you say his name?
Let me play the... I found a video that showed you guys play his name, which I played like minutes before I did the intro, and I think I may have still fucked it up. But let me see if I can find this.
Agueg.
Albert O, dude.
Big O.
Yeah, Big O. There you go. He's 6'5", 2 something.
So peaceful.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, it's all warped,
I'm
dude.
just in the fish tank.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Agueg.
That's how you say his name.
Akwegbenam. Akwegbenam.
I think that's it.
I think that's it too.
Akwegbenam.
Akwegbenam.
That's how. Yo, when you look at it spelled out on screen, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Some people are pronouncing his name.
Oh, wait.
Albert is his first name. Okwegbenam.
Akwegbenam. The guy kind of gets a little sexy on the end for no reason, but
Akwegbenam.
yeah, he holds that M a little too
I don't know.
long.
I don't know why it sounds weird.
Akwegbenam.
My gunshot effect just sounded fun.
Maybe it's YouTube because it's video.
Yeah.
Probably slowing things down. But yeah, Albert Akwegbenam.
Akwegbenam, yeah.
I love that too.
Albert O, I think is what he's
Yeah,
mostly
Big
going to be
O.
called.
Yo, so
Big
you
O.
seen on his jersey, it says Akwegbenam
Junior, yeah. He had them at Junior. What a big ball move, dude.
When 13 letters couldn't get long enough on the back strap, it was like, all right, cool, let's add a little JR on there. Come on, man.
Was his dad a player?
I have no clue.
Just, you know.
That name doesn't really
I feel like
ring
a lot of
bell.
times when you get Junior on the jersey, it's because they're, you know.
Yo, who was it? Oh, Marcus Morris Sr.? Not related to football, but
Yeah,
Steve Smith had his.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
would
Steve
you-
Smith can do whatever he wants. He's a
Yeah.
fucking G, but
Yeah.
I guess Marcus Morris is from Philly, so technically we should be cool with him. But why would you put senior on your jersey? It's like your son may or may not be an NBA player. Who knows? He's
Right.
not right now, so no need to put senior.
Right.
But
Joey-
I'm sorry.
Joey Porter Jr., that shit looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okwegbenam Jr., I mean, respect.
That's unnecessary,
That's
man.
a shout out to your pops, but like, ain't nobody know who your dad is.
Yeah.
yeah.
So no one's trying to read 15 letters on a jersey either. No
No.
disrespect.
But I like the pickup. I mean, what did we give? A 7th round pick?
You swapped a sixth for a
round?
seventh.
Okay, not bad.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
And we got a 5th to the 4th to a 5th. No surprise there. Rager got cut by the Vikings, so that pick that would have been a 4th if he played sometime this year turned into a 5th.
No, thanks a lot, Rager.
Yeah,
Yeah.
again letting us down.
Bum.
Yeah, dropping the ball yet again.
Years later, still letting us down.
Yeah.
The opposite
Although
of the gift that
with
keeps
Britton,
giving.
no, I'm kidding. If with Covey we picked up Covey, but if
Don't
Covey
bring
did
him
get,
back to start muffin punts. It's bad enough we don't have a punter. We're going to bring in a guy that can't catch a punt.
Yeah, that'd been a bad look right there for sure.
Ugh.
But no surprise. I did see the video of like everybody working out the backup kicker shit with like Mariota kicking the ball for the field goal. The dude,
Oh, yeah, he shanked it
he
real
can't
bad.
throw the ball to make the team. They're like, well, let's see if he can kick the ball. Can't
Yeah.
kick the ball at all.
He's like,
Someone's
can't
like,
do anything.
yeah, he's just frustrated. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they look good.
Yeah, they kept a decent amount of their cornerbacks. They're like very
Yo,
deep
Eli
in cornerback.
Ricks made it,
Ricks,
dude. He had a
Goodrich.
great preseason.
Yeah,
Real good.
I like him.
Undrafted
They're
free
kind of
agent.
like I feel like they're kind of light at safety and linebacker, but they're deep in cornerback.
real light.
Which like kind of like suggests that like which kind of makes sense because you figure they have Bradbury and Slay there who are great but not getting any younger. So you figure you might want to like rotate more people in more often, keep their legs fresh. Because I know like last year toward the second half of the season, Slay kind of started to peel off a little
Mhm.
bit. He was probably playing a little too much. So
Yeah.
hopefully this will be able to keep everybody fresh, keep them healthy.
Again, you hope that front seven just makes it easier for the old guys back there. I mean, I also thought it was weird that they really only have 2 true linebackers on the roster, but they labeled like Hassan Reddick, Nolan Smith, like 3 or 4
like
other
Patrick
guys.
Johnson or
yeah,
someone,
3 or 4
yeah.
other defensive ends or edge rushers as linebackers, so it's not that big. But really, you have like 7 defensive linemen,
Probably
and then
just-
2 linebackers, and then like I don't know how many corners they got, and then a couple safeties. But I see the side doing a weird kind of setup where we had with Jim Schwartz, where you're dropping in a guy like Malcolm Jenkins in to help do nickel stuff.
they're going to have to.
Yeah,
The concern with that is as teams start to catch on, they're just going to come out in like 12 personnel and 13 personnel and run it down our throats.
yeah. But I mean, you get a healthy. The thing is, you catch that run, you get a healthy Jordan Davis, Fletcher. That defensive front could be. I know it's hard to get better than 70 sack team, But from just an all-around defensive front standpoint, if they could get that average yards per rush down 2 or 3 yards and get like 55 sacks,
Yeah,
that would be pretty nasty. I'm glad that they signed Maro Ojomo. I was happy about that too.
Yeah, I
The guy
like
from
Maro
Texas.
Ojomo.
I'm glad
Yeah,
they
I
kept
like
him.
Maro Ojomo.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think my concern is with the lack of linebacker depth is if one of these guys gets hurt, then what? Like, you're just stuck playing nickel for the rest of the game, and then you just sign a guy off the street and hope he can play. Like,
Howie's good with that, though. I think that Howie's shown in the last 2 years, too, is that he knows how to, like, he's almost got phases of keeping tabs on the market of players where, like, he was able to bring in Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh, who, yeah, they're older in their career, didn't really do a whole lot, but they both got 2 sacks on their way out and played the Super Bowl and stopped the run, so he's got tabs. I think Ndamukong Suh is always a big name people see, and they're fine with that, but, like, Linval Joseph, I didn't see that one coming, and they scooped him up.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt in my mind that if anyone dropped on that defensive front, they would come back here in a heartbeat for a final.
Yeah, I think they're both free agents.
Yeah,
That's true.
they definitely are.
But yeah, we'll see what they end up doing about linebacker. They'll probably end up playing a lot of big nickel with a linebacker rotating in as the third nickel. Or I'm sorry, a safety rotating in as the third nickel. Probably end up putting a safety at second linebacker sometimes. Not great, but have to hope none of these. You just have to hope none of these guys gets hurt. I guess
Sidney Brown could be playing linebacker the way that guy's built. Honestly,
that's true. Yeah, he's pretty stocky. He's brolic.
But
we'll see, man. Trevor, I'm surprised you haven't brought up your gambling boy.
Oh yeah, our new cornerback.
Yeah, Isaiah Rodgers.
Isaiah Rodgers, baby. Yeah, slick, nice, sneaky move. I think by Howie signing.
You like a gambler.
Yeah, he's a fellow degenerate. I can get down with that. But yeah, and he's like good.
He is.
And like he doesn't count against the cap this year. We'll just have him next year. And could solidify that cornerback spot even more.
Was he a first-round pick, second-round pick? First round, wasn't he?
I thought he was a second.
I'm not sure. Had to check.
Still
but
a pretty good pick for no cost, really.
Yeah, I mean, Howie's playing chess while other GMs are playing checkers.
Well, the GM from the Saints said this week, he was like, whenever you're in a room with Howie, you got to make sure your hands are in your pockets, because otherwise, even if it's a friendly conversation, he always walks out of that with something. He's like, you got to be on your P's and Q's. You might think you got a deal. And makes sense because the last couple of years, I mean, you look at the Malcolm Jenkins trade, the Saints too. We've been owing the Saints every time we work a deal with them too.
Yeah,
even Street, we just got one. They're
Boston
good.
Scott from the Saints. That is a
Boston
good point.
Scott, Street, who's a D lineman who we picked up, who had 5 or 6 sacks last year too. Got him for like nothing.
We tried to send him Durham balls when he was about to die.
Yeah.
I wonder if Howie knew what he was doing there.
Went to the physical. They were like, "Damn, man, you guys got fucking."
It's like, damn, Howie tried to pull the wool over on our eyes on this one, but. That one aside, Howie has kind of just owned the Saints in these trades over the years.
I mean, he typically just fleeces the league. Nobody, since Chip Kelly left, and we could talk about that next week, but I think Howie's got some kind of gear click where he's just it's a never-ending prove-it year, and I love that about him. Like, he's got that same grit that the players play with of like, oh, we didn't get where we wanted to do, we're going to keep doing it. Like, the GM, to have your GM do that, it's pretty amazing to see from an unassuming Howie Roseman.
Yeah, this quiet, or not, I guess, I don't know if he's quiet or not, but
soft.
He's kind of like soft-spoken, like kind of unassuming, like small in stature. You wouldn't really expect him to know a whole lot about football. Like, we seen him on the street at Nick's engagement party. Remember, we seen him riding his bike?
I wasn't there that day, but
he just seemed like a rather just normal, unassuming guy riding his bike. Like, I know that voice, and it's Howie Roseman. About the same size as me riding a bike. And, you wouldn't expect that guy to be a football genius, but he is. He's just runs the league, man. This was a great move to pick Isaiah Rodgers up. Guy isn't going to play for a year, but hey, he'll be fresher because of it. He'll come back hungry because of it.
Yeah, man.
We'll have these cornerback holes probably.
Everyone's big on Calvin Ridley this year.
Yeah,
that's the move. You gotta get suspended for gambling, then you come back and really fucking just explode on
Right.
the league,
You
man.
take a year off, you train, you work out.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't work out in the facility, and they can't talk to him for a year. But you just gotta hope. And if it doesn't work out,
Yeah, you didn't pay anything
they ain't
for
nothing
it, right?
really to it.
Yeah, it's like very, very low risk.
And that's the stuff that Howie's always been good at, right? Like finding guys, whether it's via trade option or whatever, and finding free agents to pick up here and there. And I feel like his biggest knock was always the draft. And now that he's the last couple of years has
Oh, we had a
figured
great
out,
he's been
draft
killing
this
it
now
year.
that he's
Yeah.
figured out that the SEC exists, he's like,
Yeah, he doesn't have
it's
to like
finally come to like,
be
wow.
drafting players from Oregon and shit.
Yeah, we don't have to be drafting guys from TCU or fucking, Mississippi, some kind of local random like state college here. Like, dude, you got the SEC is the factory here of NFL talent. Now that he's doing that, no GM stands a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's got the job security that he can just take these chances too if he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Isaiah Rodgers chance. Like some GMs, like I was saying before, some GMs are just in fear of, if I make this move and
Ownership
it somehow
or-
backfires,
Yep.
that's my job. Howie knows that Jeffrey's got his back. Jeffrey trusts him, and that if he screws up once or twice, so be it, man. You've done enough good for us, for this city. You've brought us Super Bowl, brought us to another one. Everyone's going to make a mistake every now and again, but can you make up for that mistake with enough other moves than he has?
You look at that Carson Wentz trade. Look at who we got from that.
Yeah,
Jordan Davis,
Carson Wentz.
AJ
Carson
Brown.
Wentz, who is still not in the
Still
league,
jobless.
still practicing in his Washington
Oh,
Colts
God.
and Eagles gear.
You got Jordan Davis,
fraud.
AJ Brown, and Jalen Carter for getting rid of. I mean, I can't think of a better GM move, honestly, in the last decade.
Yeah.
That is remarkable, especially if Jalen Carter is half the guy he was in college.
Yeah,
That
I
could
mean,
be-
everyone's talking him up. Like
Yeah, it
all
seems
the
like he's
players in
gonna
the
be,
squad.
man.
Like I think it was Rashad Penny was quoted as saying that like he hasn't seen anything like this since Aaron Donald.
No, they're calling him a baby rhino. I
mean-
don't know what that fucking means, but I'll take it. Like, okay.
Yeah. I
Got-
mean, like, it's been said a lot that, like, if it wasn't for all, like, the shit that was going on with him, very well could have won overall.
Yeah.
So, we got
Dallas
him now.
Goedert's like, I don't even want to, like, in practice, I grab him for a second, and I'm like, this is a business decision. I'm not getting involved in this shit.
Yeah.
Like, the dude's just, yeah, and I love it. And that's the fun thing in preseason, I guess, to wrap up the preseason stuff, is that it's fun to see that the guys that they drafted that way are penetrating these O-linemen and stuff like that are also fighting for a job. And the Colts damn near had their starting O-line for better part of the whole game, to be honest with you, and they were still getting penetration.
Yeah, Quentin Nelson was playing that
Yeah.
game. I'm like, what the hell?
Anthony Richardson, I mean, thankfully is a good mobile quarterback and probably will be a really good quarterback in this league. But they were getting pressure on him. He was able to sneak out, do some Jalen Hurts shit here and there by that way. But imagine those guys then with Graham and Cox and Hassan Reddick. I mean, pick your poison. Someone's going to eat that day.
Your pass rush should be really good.
I can't wait. My
But
nipples are hard.
I guess we'll have more like Eagles preview, like season preview stuff next week, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marlon, we know you're listening, yo. This seat's ready, baby.
Mhm.
Speaking of hard nipples, should we talk about go on to our
the naked bike ride?
Yeah. What was that this weekend?
That
Yeah,
was
that was what, Saturday?
That was Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was up in New York. I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Yo,
I heard-
hold up. We got to talk about the pub.
Oh yeah, we went to the pub.
Mm, damn.
I mean,
Yeah,
what was there
we
to
went
talk-
to the pub on Friday. What'd you think of the pub?
That was great. I had never been there before, even though I like grew up close to there.
That was your first time?
Yeah.
Oh, tell us all about it, baby. What'd you
It's
get?
great. It's good. I like the big cocktails, so they give you a little
Yeah,
side
those
glass,
cocktails
the
are
little overflow
insanely
glass.
strong, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my God.
Because this was the thing is like they actually kind of fucked up my steak. I think they just like there was some kind of communication issue because I ordered it medium rare and it came out. I'm pretty sure it was like medium well.
Oh, for real?
Because it was like I was
Oh,
like
boy.
there's definitely something fucked up here, but I had already had like 2 or 3 cocktails. So it didn't occur to me to like say anything about it until I was like halfway done eating it. So I was like, I guess I'm just gonna eat
Well,
the rest.
yeah,
of
at that point.
I was like, I can't eat half the steak and be like, excuse me, I believe, I believe this was not cooked correctly.
It's not like an old fashioned. They're like,
I'd
oh
like
yeah,
to-
okay.
I'd like to take this back so that I could have 1.5 steaks. Yeah, but cool place. Would definitely go back.
Yeah, I only thought
What'd you get?
I got prime rib.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually a ribeye
Yeah,
guy.
I got the rib. I got like the special like.
Maybe this is why I didn't like it as much. So I'm usually a ribeye guy. I have this rule where I don't get the same thing as someone else at my table. Granted, there were like 17 of us there, so
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
There's going to be some
You're
overlap.
gonna be like, I'm gonna get Caesar salad and
But
chicken,
some
breast?
quiche.
You and Dean both got the ribeye.
Yeah.
And I was willing to get the same thing as one other person.
Hey, well,
Not two. So I got the prime rib. It's only okay. I give it this. It was above average. I'll say that. It was 6.5 out of 10.
Why was it? What did you like about it?
I asked for medium rare, and it was medium.
Yeah, see, it's like I think
Did you get the thin one or the big boy?
back there.
Oh, it was a big boy.
Did you get the cowboy one? Did you get like the regular, like the?
No, it was
pub
whatever
special?
the chef
Yeah.
special was.
Yeah.
But it was still good. But yeah, should have stuck with a ribeye. But then here's what I wanted to talk about, man. Our orders were all fucked up.
Oh, that
Our
guy,
server, man.
dude, he
Oh
looked like he
my
was
God.
on fucking. Like I feel like we were really transported back to the 80s because both the decor and also this guy looked like he was on Quaaludes.
Mm-hmm. The little carpeted rug with the little roller thing.
Yeah,
Dude. He was next
He almost
level.
spilled the drink on a baby.
Yeah. Yeah, so shout out Emily. She was there with Sylvie, her 11-month-old. And we're ordering drinks. And he came inches away from just dropping a glass bottle
Was
on
it a
her
bald
head.
kind of guy? Tall,
Nah.
older white guy?
No, it was like
Nah.
a young guy. It looked like he was first or second day on the job. At least
Damn.
that's what it seemed like. I don't
Stressing.
know.
He didn't expect this table to come in.
Yeah, he was a little overmatched.
Yeah, he kept forgetting people's drinks.
Yeah, me and another person ordered a couple Miller Lights. And he comes out with it on the tray and spills them, and they fall over, and he's like, "Oh, fuck," clean it up, and then he just never brings any more back. They're just those are gone now, and they were on our bill at the end. So
We had to point that out to him. Yep.
We had to be like, "Can you please take off the 3 drinks that you spilled to the ground and never brought the second one out to us?" But still made the whole experience.
Hell yeah.
I would say.
It's
Yeah,
always
it
an
was,
experience
fun.
when you go to the pub. Do you hit the salad bar?
Oh yeah,
the salad bar is
You can make a
banging,
whole
dude.
meal out
Oh,
of
man,
the salad
that shit
bar.
rocks. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I had a couple salads, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they have regular salad, but they also have pasta salad there and other shit.
We're talking pasta salad.
It's a
Caesar
full
salad.
salad
When they
bar.
say salad bar, it's to
It's
the
all
max.
kinds of salads. Yeah,
Yeah.
good shit.
Oh man.
But
I
yeah,
love the
Yeah, I
pub.
love the random the fucking suits of armor they have in the
Oh, yeah.
decor.
dude,
The
it's
big
medieval
moose
as hell up
yeah,
in there.
yeah, it's so weird.
They got the moose. They got a little arcade up in there, and they have a side bar. You could go to the bar
That's where
bar.
we were drinking
Yeah, we
at
were hanging
before.
out there
Yep.
before our reservation kicked in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got a tequila and soda. Usually you get a tequila soda. It's soda and a splash of tequila, right? This one was tequila and literally a drop of soda. I was drinking it. I was like, damn, this shit's strong. It feels like just straight tequila. We pre-gamed. We had a beer before we got to the pub. I might have had 2. And then between that and the drink, I was like, woo.
They hit.
I'm 3-4 out of 10 already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They do it right there that way. They get you a nice little buzz going. You get a little martini or an old fashioned. They give you the drink and then the little side drink.
Yep.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
So yeah, listeners, Airport Circle, Pensacola, New Jersey, you got to check out the pub. If anyone works at the pub is listening, aside from our server, we appreciate y'all and would love to do a live pod there. And server, man, we appreciate you too. Just please don't drop beers on babies. But yeah, we can get to the hard nipples now. Sorry, I wanted to talk about the pod or the pub a little bit.
Yeah. So it's funny. I feel like the past 2 or 3 years before this, I've inadvertently run into the naked bike ride while just being out and about, not realizing it was going around. There was one day where it was literally just whatever day it was, and I was just bored. There was nothing going on. And I was like, I'm gonna go for a long walk. I walked from here. I walked all the way up to Center City, walk all over the place, and sure enough, I run right into the fucking naked bike ride.
Are people actually naked?
Yeah.
Butt
They
ass
got
naked?
they paint. So women will paint their breasts and their titties and shit with stuff, but they're not wearing a bra necessarily. Some people are. Some
What
people
about down here?
usually like a pair of like underwear, like a thong.
Some
or
of them,
something.
some of them are.
Some
like,
people are butt naked,
Yeah.
or
That
they'll have
can't be
varies.
comfortable.
No, it seems awful.
the best part is that they ride the city bike. So like,
Oh, they
That
do?
should be illegal.
so the next day people are going to work.
Ew,
and, like,
man.
someone-
that should
balls
be.
are
They
just-
should be getting pulled over, and
That's vulgar.
Yeah.
they should be getting pulled over by my favorite people, the Philadelphia Parking Authority.
Oh yeah.
Why the
Getting
sponsored
PPA?
again.
They're not parked.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
riding.
I know it's a different jurisdiction, I suppose. I don't know. I do. I hate the naked bike ride.
I find it to
Very-
be odd. I mean, it's a thing, I guess. I mean,
I'm just
really,
like, look, I didn't agree to be exposed to this. I did not consent to, any of this. Like, look, here's the thing. It's like, if you were just like in some enclosed area, if you were at like a bar at a restaurant or something, and some guy just like went in there and like pulled his dick out, it would be like a scandal. It'd be like, this guy, what a fucking
What a creep.
pervert. What a degenerate pervert. You put this man in jail. But when it's like a whole armada
well,
of cocks,
there's
that's
you know,
okay?
That's why I'm asking if they're actually naked.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
some of
if
them
they're
are, yeah.
somewhat covered,
No.
then, hey, you
No,
can't really
it's-
do
no,
anything.
I-
it's
they're
mostly exposed parts of your body for sure, but like, I mean, people got like glitter on their dick or like glitter on their tits, so like you can't really I mean, you can see, it's like when they do like the
What do you
painted
mean?
body shit, you know
If
what I
I
mean?
put glitter on my finger, I can still tell it's a finger.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I mean,
though.
you can still.
It is what it is. But on a bike, like, you're riding your bike, like, you don't really
Hold
like.
up. How is riding a bike naked comfortable on your balls? That sounds horrible.
Yeah, everything about it sounds
Getting all
bad.
sweaty, then your balls stick to the seat.
Well, we went to go to brunch. I helped my cousin move out on Saturday morning. Then I met up with Hannah and Becky for brunch at Park. And then on the way out, the hostess was like, so just so you know, the naked bike ride's gonna come by soon. So if you want to like wait inside for a little bit, we were like, hell no, like I'm gonna go out there and see that shit real quick. So we went outside for a minute, waited like 15 minutes. Nobody came by. So we're like, oh, this sucks. So we just went home. But we were gonna try to see it just to see what what was up, I guess. But apparently they all go like that little gang goes to like a park afterwards, and they all like drink and fuck and do whatever.
It's just a giant orgy.
Well, it's
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
game's a game
I
out
know.
there.
I know. It smells crazy in there.
You already know.
The best
Dude,
part, oh,
Disgusting, dude. I don't even want to see. I don't even like people walking around barefoot, dude. I'm like not
Ew.
a. I'm not a. I don't know. I'm kind of body negative, I guess.
What about a sandal? You like a sandal?
That's fine. I mean, look,
Oh,
it depends.
My bad.
I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm a pretty like progressive left wing kind of guy, but I would say like the one thing that would turn me into some like crazy Fox News uncle is if like they started letting people like come into restaurants barefoot or something. That would make me lose my shit.
How do you feel about the beach?
No, that's fine. There's a time and a place. You know what I'm saying? There's a time and a place.
Just not the city
We're
on
in
a
all
bike.
that sand's dirt, and like
Yeah, it's like
We're not
it's-
naked. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, unless you're on one of those beaches, which like, but you gotta choose to be.
yeah, I
there.
don't mind
That's-
a nude beach.
If that's what you're into, then
That's
you
the
go there.
rules, dude.
But yeah, exactly. But yeah, don't need naked people riding bikes.
I just find it funny
Around
that
me.
like if you're the guy that rides the bike the next day to go to work, and then like you go in the office and you don't realize that it was worn by some big man with like glitter on his balls and shit, and you got glitter on your crotch all day.
Yeah. You just like you just like grab one of those city bikes and there's like a bunch of like glitter on the seats.
Yeah.
Like, where did this come from?
What is this? What is this? It's all squeaky.
Dude, but
Yeah.
I will say, I always think about how funny it would be if there was, you ever watch like like one of these big bicycle races, like the Tour de France, and like
Yeah.
someone like fucks something up, and there's this huge pile of. I always thought like that'd be if that happened
What a
during
mess.
the naked bike ride, like that would be the funny, like it would be like brutal, like
Oh.
there would be blood on the streets.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
But it would be extremely funny.
I would love
To
to
me.
be able to witness that for sure. That would
Just-
be a great, just weird, naked,
Just
sweaty
like
dog pile.
people's balls caught up in the gears.
Oh,
Oh, fuck that.
Fucking
Skin, your everything, your
just
belly,
getting run over. Oh god, dude.
all them potholes and shit. and then you're
Oh,
exposed
man.
to like all the shit in
I'm
Europe.
imagining being a woman and having a pedal up your vagina.
Dude, someone like makes the mistake and accidentally takes the route up 11th Street with the trolley tracks that are like unused. So they have this like that's like the danger zone for bikes because they always get stuck in the trolley tracks.
People just getting dicked on their bike naked. Yeah, fuck that. Nah, I don't know. Couldn't do it. I mean, game's a game. I respected whatever it is that they're into.
Why is this a thing?
I don't know. I'm not sure what
y'all know.
I'm not sure what the.
I don't know.
I guess I don't know if it's supposed to be like a pro bike thing or.
I think it's like a pro.
I feel like they do this kind of shit in like Europe, and it's just people trying to be like Europe. You know,
we ain't Europe though. We're a lot dirtier than Europe. I ain't riding around naked in Philly, man, getting all that Philly dirt on me.
It was hot Saturday too. It was humid.
They probably mostly do these in places where they keep this. They do street cleaning.
It was like very humid out. Like Amsterdam could be pretty cool. You got the river there, naked. There's just predominantly bikes everywhere anyway. But it was humid as shit on Saturday too. So like,
yeah, it sounds really gross.
That didn't sound like a fun ride.
Not a fan.
But it's a bunch of. I think it starts in like Fishtown or some shit like that.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
The annual ride. This is from whyy.org. The annual ride, which started in 2009, is billed as promoting cycling as a key form of transportation and fuel-conscious consumption. It is also meant to encourage body positivity. Organizers stress, however, that participants aren't required to ride completely in the buff, telling them to get as bare as you dare. So, I mean, I support, like...
I mean, as a way to promote people riding bikes, I'm not sure that's the best way to go.
Yeah, I support...
It's like, if you're someone who's, like, on the fence about riding a bike, you're like, oh, man, these car payments are getting out of hand and the gas, and this is becoming such a hassle. Maybe I should ride a bike. And you walk out your door... And you're like, these are the people that are fucking riding bikes. Do I really want to be associated with these perverts? These fucking degenerates.
I'm all for like being like conscious of the environment and like promoting riding bikes.
Yeah.
But you gotta do it naked.
It's all well and good. I'm not anti-bike at all.
I don't think it really bothers me. I have never seen it live, so it doesn't really.
Trying to ride a bike naked.
Well, you don't have to ride
my sweaty butt stuck to the seat. My
but
sweaty
the thing is,
groin.
it's like a camaraderie thing. Like, it's not just your sweaty ass and balls on the bike. There's like 50 other sweaty asses and balls. I guess 100 other sweaty balls.
Why they got to use city bikes?
Well,
those are meant for the people that are trying to be.
That many people do that.
I feel like there's more than you would think.
Those are meant for the people that are trying to be conscious of the environment. That's going to turn them off from using it. They're going to get in their Hummer and drive to work on Monday.
Yeah, they're going to be like, oh, I was thinking about taking the city bike, but I'm afraid I'm going to get like, crabs.
Right.
Sitting on this fucking dirty ass seat that someone's balls are on.
I mean,
not for me, man.
Hell no.
Like, we don't yuck other people's yums. I won't really disrespect anyone that does the naked bike ride, but hey, not for me.
I'm down to clown. I give it a shot.
Yeah, it's like I was actually there on Saturday.
Yeah,
and I took some of that glitter on the city bike. That's actually
that was for me, and it's not glitter.
You just threw some glitter on the bike afterwards just to disguise.
Yeah, it stuck right to the sweat from my ass. There we go. Nothing to see here. But more power to him. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. In Philadelphia, you do the naked thing. Just put it on the list of things that Philadelphia does that doesn't make sense.
It's true.
Yeah,
among many.
We got the greasy pole.
I love that they went by Park, though. That is hysterical to me. That like
you're going by Rittenhouse.
Everybody's out there eating a nice little fucking oysters and shit.
When I like ran into it one time, it was like kind of near Center City. I was just walking around, minding my own business, trying to go for a nice leisurely long walk and then get some exercise.
Bam.
Next thing you seen a couple cheeks.
Yeah,
a couple hairy cheeks.
Ooh, hairy.
Yeah, if I want to look, I like taking a look at some cheeks. Don't get me wrong, but I like it to be on. I like it to be on my own terms. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be. I don't want no surprise cheeks.
Yeah. That's fair. I'm with you.
Yeah.
A surprise cheat could be fun. You know, you never know. Oh, wait, look at that. Who knows?
Yeah. Sometimes.
I'm like, John, is that you? No, I'm kidding. You know, I mean, but, you know.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's just going to about wrap it up for us tonight. Please leave us a 5-star rating and a review wherever you get your podcasts. Send us an email at citywidepod@gmail.com. And from all of us here at the Citywide, good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Peace.
See ya.